Time now for our usual pre-match chat before the game against Crewe Alexandra. With me now, the AFC Wimbledon manager, Johnnie Jackson. Johnny, transfers dominating the agenda at the moment. Tell us about your new signing, Sam Pearson, first of all.
Yeah, first of all, delighted to have him with us. Exciting young talent, young Welsh international, loanee coming in from Bristol City. Someone who's already gone out and had that senior loan experience before, so he's got some experience under his belt as far as senior football, and a really exciting prospect. A wide player, can play any of the sort of the three positions behind the front man, if you like, and going to be a real exciting attacking prospect for us. Sam's one that we had our eye on, that we like the look of, and obviously done our homework, and we've been able to get a deal done and bring him back.
How are you finding things though? Particularly, you're trying to get a team together for a match. So much going on, incomings, outgoings at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, when the window opens, it's always a tricky time. You're trying to navigate your way through a congested fixture list and preparing the team for the upcoming games. So our focus has to be on Crewe and how we prepare for that, and getting the team that we feel is best fitted to go and get the points up at Crewe. And then obviously you come off the training pitch and you're working sort of tirelessly really on the recruitment side of things, the ins and outs, and trying to mould your squad to the way that we want to come out the end of the window. So always a tricky time of the year. It's going to take a lot of hard work, a lot of patience at times, and there'll be frustrations with it. Where you moving on targets and don't necessarily get ones over the line that you want, but things will fall into place, and the team that we've got behind the scenes working hard. Jamie Johnson, Craig Cope coming into the club, myself and Terry and Rob and the guys. It's very much a team effort, and we're all across it, and we're working hard on bringing the targets into the football club that we think are going to help us in the second half of the season.
Of course, with the focus on the game against Crewe after the derby against Sutton last week, players were feeling it, supporters were feeling it. Have you seen that desire come back on the training pitch out there this week?
Yeah, cool. The desire never left. It was a disappointing result, and probably a bad day at the office for us as far as our performance. But that hasn't been the norm, and I'll put that down to, well, hopefully that's just a blip, and the desire that you spoke of, that's never waned really in what I see day in, day out on the training pitch, that obviously other people don't get to see, and the fruits of that are always on the football pitch, and what we saw in that game, we wasn't delighted with. But what I do know about this group is that they're keen to put it right, and again, like I said, after that game, we have to keep some perspective. We went into that 10 unbeaten. If we'd have sat here saying that we'd lose one game in 11 in the league, then I think we'd have all took that. So important that we don't lose focus of where we're at and the progression that we've made. And like I said last time, that we did have a setback against the same opposition. We went on a really good run after that. So no reason we can't do it again. Tough game coming up at the weekend against Crewe, like every other game in this league. But we've shown that when we're at it, and then when we're bang on our game, that we are a match for anyone. And I've certainly seen that mindset from the boys this week.
Of course, I mean, we had Terry Skiverton in the past, and he's spoken about inside knowledge of opponents. I mean, they've got the likes of Rob McDonald, Dan Adgie, both of whom have played here, know what this club's about, so they are going to be tough opposition, aren't they?
Yeah, of course, and we saw that in the home game. It was a good competitive game. Felt like we didn't do enough to win it because it ended up a draw, but we had the missed penalty and we felt like we was in the ascendancy in the game. But we know that they're tough opponents, and those guys that you mentioned obviously play for the football club, and they'll know what we're about. But obviously we've got a little insight into what they're about, and we do that with any opposition. Do our homework, due diligence, and we know they've got threats like any team. They've got players that can hurt you, but like any team, they've got weaknesses as well that we have to find ways of exploiting. And I feel like whatever 11 we put out there, whatever 18 that we go to war with on the day, I'll always pick a team that I feel like can beat any team in this division.
Team news, I've seen Ayub Assal about the building. That's an encouraging sign. How is he?
Yeah, Ayub's back in the building this morning, so obviously he's missed a chunk with that illness. Obviously sat the Sutton game out, wasn't ready for that one. So Obviously, yeah, we haven't seen loads of him, so it'd be touch and go whether he has any involvement at all.
Of course, the big news is as well, you've also got Zach Robinson back from his loan with Dundee. How's his fitness? Because he had that hamstring scare, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a little hamstring injury, and then he's been suffering from. He's fine now, but he was suffering from flu over the festive period. So obviously he's not going to be absolutely 100% up to speed, but he's been out. He's been playing football, which was always the plan for Zach, to get him out playing games, scoring goals, which he's done. And obviously we've been monitoring his progress really closely. And with Kyle going back to Huddersfield, and obviously young Nathan Coombs only just coming back from injury, we felt it was in an area of the pitch where he was a little bit light. So when you've got one of your own players out there doing well and scoring goals, we looked at that situation and we thought, well let's get him back with the group. Let's get him back involved straight away and get him playing and scoring for us, hopefully.
So does Zach Robinson, Sam Pearson come into your thinking tomorrow at all?
Yeah, they'll be in our thoughts. Yeah. Obviously, they're both available. Sam trained with the group this morning. He looked really sharp, so he'll be in our thoughts. Whether that's from the start or whether that's to come on, impact it, we'll have to make the late call on that. And same with Zach. Obviously, I haven't seen Zach face to face yet, but he'll meet up with the group tonight. And obviously we'll have a good chat with Zach and see where he's at exactly, but it'd be great to have him back with the group.
And of course as well, you've got Courtney Senior who's extended his deal as another one who could figure potentially.
Yeah, I was keen to get Courtney tied down to an extended period. He's found his game time pretty limited because of the nature of how the team's been doing and the players playing in his position have been doing, but I think when he's had the opportunities, looking back at the Plymouth game recently in the Papa John's where he was excellent on the night, and when he's come off the bench, I think he's shown that he can be an asset for us. So I was keen to get that extended and delighted that we got that over the line and he's back with the group.
How's everybody else been since Sutton? Any further team news?
No, everyone's come out of that game all right. Obviously, it was sort of the end of a really tough run of games, so some tired bodies. But we've had a really sort of good week's training. Everyone looks fresh. Everyone's really keen to bounce back to winning ways at Crewe, and obviously they see that there's places up for grabs. So that gives maybe a little bit of fresh impetus in training from guys that are thinking that they might see an opportunity to get into the side. So it's been really competitive, and you've got a good group to choose from.
But in terms of players coming in, Sam Pearson's the first one. You're hopeful of more coming this way?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, listen, we know we've got work to do. Obviously, we have lost Hudley. McGowan's gone back to Brentford, and that wasn't, as far as we knew, that wasn't the plan, and they was happy with his progression and how it was going here. That all the feedback was that he'd be staying with us. So obviously we didn't exactly prepare for that scenario where Paris would be unavailable to us, but I guess that just shows the sort of the good work that we've done in helping the boy develop his game. We obviously is his first taste of senior football, and I think we've really helped him develop, so much so that Brentford have seen it to recall him, to obviously perhaps send him out to a higher level. I guess that's their plan for him. So I think that's a testament to us as a football club and the work that we've done with Paris in helping develop him. Obviously sad to see him go, and we've enjoyed having him, and he always gave it his all for us, and we wish him the very best. But we also have to recognise the role that we played in his development too.
Johnny, thanks very much indeed for your time.
Cheers, Rob.